It's a whole also it's also an advertising platform,
Yep.
on multiple levels. I mean, we're building and we've actually have this done now. And again, this isn't a future release, but it's coming very, very soon. I've already seen it work, and it's again, I don't know what Steve Jobs has with iAds, and we'll see. I'm very excited about that too. But we do have a feature, for example, if we're going to have what's called a keyword search. So everybody knows, hey, you go to Google, you type in t-shirts, or you type in whatever.
Yep.
What we're going to have is, again, an incentive for the Gap, for example, or any company to incentivize a keyword. So if someone types in t-shirt or shorts or pants or pretzels, then the top listing, the top result will be a sponsorship opportunity for those places. And all of that is completely trackable. We actually have a full data package for tracking. We can send reporting to anyone, any client. We can actually let clients log in and check their reporting, add data. We can have clients send XML feeds to the app and actually update. A lot of questions and concerns that mall ownerships have is their stores are closing, stores are opening. What do you do? I say to them, yeah, let's set up an XML feed that sends that data, and as long as it's coming from a trusted source and not Joe Schmo in Idaho, that's not helping us in any way. We get tons of information that's not true. I don't know who's sending it, but please stop. No, but that's just part of the fun. It's part of having a website and having something that's becoming successful. But the idea is that we can do anything with this technology, and we can build it out in modules or however makes sense for these mall ownerships and clients. And part of that is going to certainly be advertising. And if someone types in Italian food, then there's a restaurant I love called Bensi, for example, right over here. They should have the top placement when I do that. And we can do that also, for malls, where we can have, if someone types in New York, Columbus Circle Mall could shop right up. The shops at Columbus Circle could be the top listing, no matter where you are in New York. And then below it, it has our alphabetized list based on your location. Starting with the number and then A. But above that, we have one ad unit. I don't want to have 20. I don't want to have Viagra ads and other nonsense. I want to have very important pieces of information and data that are helpful to users. And that's the only thing that I want. I want shortcuts. We have the ability, you can actually swipe your finger over the blue menu, and we give you a whole list of shortcuts that you can use. Again, it's an education of using the app and realizing you can swipe it, and then you can actually interact with the menu there. So you don't have to take so many steps. In the next version that's coming out, instead of right now when you check in, you have to actually go to the community, and then you can then post it on Facebook or Twitter. So in the next version, you'll be able to do that in one click, which is a huge deal. I can't stand the way it is now, but we had to get it done in one way or the other so that people could share it on Facebook and Twitter. And now we wanted it to be as seamless as possible for people to share this data. And I just tested it earlier that you can do it in one click, which is great. And then people can share those deals, so that's more exposure for the retailer.
So these are all like when you talk about ways to generate revenue from a free application.
Mm-hmm.
You basically look at a mall and look at the ways that they're generating revenue from the stores, the shops, the advertising, and then each one of those shops is going to generate revenue by traffic, generating traffic to the store, new coupons, those kind of things that do this. You can almost replicate every piece of that inside of this application.
Absolutely, and we can totally do that actually right now. And we actually, again, there's a partnership that's coming out that I'll tell you guys about, ASAP, that is going to make it a lot more accessible in a way for those types of things. And we're only continuing to look at partnerships that make sense. I've got 300 plus partnership opportunities from emails and other things of people that want to be in the app or be this, that. We're trying to thumb through it at a pace that, is fast, but also is smart, because we don't want to do the wrong thing and work with the wrong, again, everybody makes mistakes and you can do, but we're trying to do these things in a way that is really helpful and user friendly, which again, with such a robust app is very challenging.
Well, what about, so what struck me when I was going through this was the benefit to the malls, and striking up a relationship with those guys and then having them sell it on your behalf simply because of the analytics that you can provide. So if you're trying to close, you've got some empty space and you're trying to bring in a Class A tenant, the data that you provide from all of this, like foot traffic, activity, users, the demographics from the people that come in, this stuff plays very well for mall analytics. Is that stuff that you're looking at as well? Oh wait, I lost your audio. Well, I've lost your audio for some reason.
Great.
All right, we got Sam back. We got some audio back. So we were talking. Welcome back, Sam.
Gracias.
We saw your mouth moving, but we just couldn't hear anything that was coming out. So
that's right. You probably muted me on purpose. No, I'm just kidding.
That's exactly it. It's like, so we were talking. You're going to answer the question about mall analytics.
Yes, we have a completely robust platform for mall analytics. So right now we're tracking really everything that people do to some degree or another. So if someone shakes their iPhone or shakes, their iPad, if they do, whatever it is, we track that. We actually have a full package for any type of analytics that you can imagine. We've got full, wonderful colored graphs and pie charts and wonderful things. We have all of the users from check-ins to turn-by-turn navigation. We see where people are and what they're doing as far as the actual locations that they're using the app and doing the actual navigation, what routes, where people check in the most.
How many times they check in, those kind of things, right? Yeah.
I've got a full package on all of that stuff. And we can add, again, for the advertising platform, depending upon what Steve does at WWDC with iAds. I don't know when that's coming or what have you. But, for now, we're looking at it as our own advertising platform, a very niche platform that's customized specifically and tailored specifically for the mall retailers, the malls themselves, to log in and be a part of this experience. And really, imagine that you shake your iPhone for the bathroom and then be taken to it. What we do is we have a help screen initially. When you first load the app, it says, this is the optimal route. If you use the elevator, for example, this is the optimal route for anyone in a wheelchair or a parent with stroller, for example. So on that screen, we can then have an advertisement. And again, that would have to be a niche advertisement, something that makes sense for the parent or someone that needs, with a disability, for example. Those are the kinds of placements that we can have, and all of that is trackable. So everything in the app is trackable as far as from an advertising perspective. We have, again, full-blown analytics package that makes sense, and we can send reporting to anybody that is on board with us.
So any of the stores, including the mall, and granular and on up. And when I register for the application, you take demographic data for me, so that for example, you track if I check in at Sears or if I check in at whatever a restaurant the Italian restaurant that you mentioned before. If I check in there many times, then maybe that ad when I'm looking for the washroom is tailored towards, in a different mall, it could be just an Italian restaurant, right?
Right, exactly. And a la Foursquare in a way, we have the ability. I mean, we could do, you check in 5 times, you get X. Again, we can strategically work out whatever the owner of the store or the opportunity, for example, if you shake for the bathroom, you could get a coupon for Charmin, for example. You know what I mean? So we can track all. You don't actually have to be a mall store to be a part of the advertising opportunities in here. I mean, the whole app could be sponsored by whoever, you know what I mean? And actually another feature that we could have is in a future release, or if an advertiser wants to be a part of the app, we can actually pre-package it in a way like software. Yeah. So if someone's on the screen, we have, similar to how Facebook has it, where you can swipe and go to the next screen. Yeah. You can save any mall you want as a shortcut. So you can have 100 malls in your favorite malls on your homepage. You can just have whatever's the most important mall, and even the most important store, and then we'll pull up that data. Yeah. So we can have all of that stuff pre-packaged even as far as an advertiser is concerned. So let's say that, I don't know, Ben & Jerry's, great ice cream. Maybe they want to be showcased on, as like the 8th circle icon that we have. We can do that, and we can package that, send it to Apple, and have it in the next version. Yeah. Those are the kind of sponsorship opportunities that exist in the app, and it's really quite limitless.
Well, so let's talk about the community that you built. So you've got 100,000 users of this application. I'm on your website right now on my nice little nifty little iPad, and it's kind of scrolling past, all of these people that are checking in malls around the world, right? Ultimately in 9 countries.
Yeah.
For those of you who can see it, it's right here at the bottom of the page. It just kind of scrolls up and down. It says, hey, we just checked in the Foothills Mall, right?
Yeah, and you just showed the check-in and get a gift card. So that's a promotion that I decided to try myself because I thought it was, if I check in, I want to give people something. So if you could check in and get a $25 gift card, we actually just had our 2,000th check-in.
Wow.
It's very exciting. And actually 2,000 check-ins is really exciting if you think about that. We haven't really advertised it. We haven't, we just decided to start giving things away on the check-in very recently. It's less than a month, maybe a month and a little bit old. I don't know. I don't remember because of the baby and my head's going a little crazy. But it's a very recent thing where we added the check-in, and it's getting an unbelievable following with the check-in and people excited about it. And wanted to add their malls or add their stores or